Lindsay's like, no.
No, I was gonna say I have it, so I didn't know if
Oh, weird.
maybe I could record.
I got it.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. So, we're all really excited about this topic, and so it's me, Lindsay, and Cass going to be sharing with you guys. We have really put together what we think is an amazing workshop, and I am going to. Are you able to see participants? Excuse me, Lindsay, as well, or am I the only one seeing that?
I can see, yes, I can see everyone.
Are you able to let people in, or is that just me?
No, but you can let me if you click my name and do like make a host or
Make
co-host, then I
host.
can do it.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to change the host to you so you can do it. And then if you need
Yeah,
to change it
you're
back
good.
to me, you can.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen with you guys. Can you see this now? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I can make it bigger. Is that better? Bigger? Okay, awesome. So Lindsay, Cass, and I are really passionate about vision boarding, and I know a lot of you guys have reached out and you feel as well. I've had a lot of really big leaders on this team and people who you'd be really surprised to reach out and say, I'm really glad that we're doing this because I have never made a vision board. And honestly, I'm scared to make a vision board because I'm afraid I'll let myself down of what I put on it. I'm afraid to be vulnerable. I'm afraid of all these things. And also, a lot of people will use the excuse of time or just like, okay, we don't have magazines to cut up because those are kind of a thing of the past, right? Like it's harder to get those supplies. So, with that said, we really felt like it was important to come together and to dream big. And when we say that, we're not talking just Zaya. Zaya, yes, is a huge part of it. And that is the amazing opportunity that has brought us all together here. But you guys truly like vision boards should be so much more than that. And so robust. And when you guys see what's on our vision boards, there's going to be a lot of things you might laugh at. There's going to be things that you go, oh my gosh, like I want that too. Those are great ideas. But it's not all Zaya. It is not. I would say maybe 10%. However, the thing that Lindsay and I were talking about earlier today is Zaya might be the vehicle that gets you some of these things, right? But it's not the vision. It's not all the little pieces. So I just really want to throw that out there because I feel like a lot of people hopping on might be like, well, if I don't put a rank or if I don't put this or if I don't put that, like it's not a good enough vision board. And like, honestly, your vision board can be whatever it is. And whatever you put on it should be 100% authentic to you. So with that said, I'm just going to talk about a couple things on these super cool slides I made like 5 minutes ago. So when I think of my vision board, I think of like, this is my entire life. Like if at the end of, I usually do them for like a year, right? If at the end of 2021, I were to no longer be standing upright, like these are the things that I would have hoped to achieve at that point in my life, right? And then your dreams and your goals and your life changes and things get bigger and you have different paths that you go down. So I usually kind of plan it out for a year. That way I can feel like I can pinpoint it. So we talked about more than Zaya, but also be vulnerable. Wow, that is great spelling. You guys, Canva doesn't have spell check. Does anybody see how awful that is? Don't care. Look at me being vulnerable. Okay, so being vulnerable is like not only like allowing and willing to share, but being okay with like something you put on your vision board literally scaring the shit out of you. Okay. Like I love, love, love that. And being okay with if at the end of the year or whatever timeline you have on your vision board, or maybe you don't have one and that's cool too, like being okay with maybe something not being checked off, right? Like that for some people feels like a gut punch, but it's okay. Um, and then I'm a firm believer, and you guys all know this, like if you write it down, it's more than likely going to happen, right? And if you put it down there, you see it, you put your vision board somewhere that it's like staring you in the face every day, the odds of it actually happening is going to be so much greater, right? Like that's your why. So that's some stuff I just wanted to open with, but I'm going to pass it off to Cass. Cass, I've got your super solid slides. There might be spelling errors, you guys, okay? You guys can take photos of these if you want, but we can also share them. But feel free, like take notes. Get your Google out, like start Googling photos. Like this can be interactive and you can start creating your own vision board, because at the end of this call, the last thing we want you guys to do is then go and feel like you have 5 hours of homework. So as things are coming to your brain, write them down or just start doing it now, right? Okay. And Cassidy.
Hello. Okay. First of all, I apologize. You can totally hear my kids in the background. I know you can. I just texted my husband. I was like, can you try to make them stop screaming? Because they're like wrestling right now. So sorry about that. Second of all, cheers. Third of all, can we take a moment of silence to just feel really sad that like magazines are a thing of the past? Because that makes me feel really freaking old. Like, right?
Yeah.
Because when Erica said that, I was like, oh, that's so true. And it makes me sad. But don't worry, because we have this cool thing called Canva, which I'm guessing, I don't even know this, but Lindsay is probably going to go over the virtual side of making a vision board. So I just wanted to talk about like helping you guys come up with things to put on your vision board. Like Erica said, it's about so much more than Josiah. This is about literally every aspect of your life and how you're tying it all together. So just to give you, I don't know why I'm nervous for this, but I totally am. My hands are like shaking when I was holding this paper. Like I have a Highlander cow on my vision board, and that's because I legitimately want a cow as a pet. Like that is a life goal for me, a year goal for me. So I just wanted to kind of go over what I have on my vision board, and then hopefully these can kind of spark ideas for you. And I put this together. It probably took me maybe 30 minutes this morning because I'm a last minute procrastinator. And so it doesn't need to take a lot of time, but I do want you to put some thought into it. And this isn't something you're going to throw together while we're on this call. You're going to have to think about it a little bit. For me, actually, this is about my mortgage. And when Erica said dream big, like when I made this, I was thinking just get my mortgage paid down. And when Erica said that, I was like, no, my goal for the year is to have no mortgage, to completely pay our house off. And that makes me feel like sick to my stomach to even think about something that big. But I'm throwing it out into the universe. We're going to manifest that one. Another thing, just healthy eating, getting a really good, solid relationship with food, finding balance in my life. Right now, my work life, mom balance, I feel like is insane. Getting into a routine, getting my morning routine down where I'm always waking up early, saving more, traveling the world, giving more, and then learning how to just slow down and unplug and be okay with just being. So how I came up with these and questions that you guys can ask yourself. Erica, I think you have a slide with these questions on there. Okay, so words that inspire you. So take a minute and throw some words into the chat. I'm going to look at it, of words that inspire you. Places that you want to visit in this world. And we all know COVID can suck it, but we don't know what 2021 is going to look like. Strength, adventure, success, authenticity. Places you want to visit. Denmark. I know I would love to take my mom to Norway. That is definitely a bucket list thing. What kind of contribution do you want to make in this world? So just really, really think about these things. I want you to take a picture of this. And when you are creating your board, think about these answers, and you can type them in to the chat also if you're thinking about them, because I think that it's so fun to see other people's goals, and sometimes that can make us realize that we might want that too. Self-care, I think that that's very important to include that on your vision board. What kind of activities do you want to participate in? Do you want to, I know like I am like this wannabe yogi. I hate yoga, but I would love to be like a legitimate yoga girl. So that's something that I also could put on my vision board. Erica, can you click to the next? Okay, and now 3 positive words to describe yourself. Your vision board also doesn't have to be just photos. You can put just words on there as well. So include that when you're looking at it every single day and you see that positive word to describe yourself. It's like I do my affirmations every single day. I write down the same exact 10 things every single morning, and it's kind of going to fall in line with that. What's a skill that you want to learn? Health goals. What is something you would want to learn this year? Where do your priorities lie this year? When it comes to, you can make relationship goals and where you want to see yourself with your relationships. Is that all of them, Erica, or is there one more? Okay. What goals do you have for your home? So for me, like I want to build an office. I want to add an addition onto our house. So that's something that I'm going to include on my board. What does your best life look like? What debt do you want to pay off? And then what do you want to be able to give back this year? So hopefully all of those things help you kind of come up with some ideas for your vision board. And I think I'll pass it off to Lindsay. Hopefully that helped you guys a little bit, but I'm going to pass it off to Lindsay and she's going to show you how to make it all come to life.
Cassidy. Okay. Erica, do you want to flip to the next one or do you want me to, actually, I'll just share my screen. You're good.
Let's try.
Okay. This is my vision board. Hold on, before I do that, I need to.
Hey, Lindsay, I'm going to mute everyone. Oh, can you mute everyone real quick?
Yeah.
And then unmute yourself. Sorry, I can't do it now.
If I can figure out how.
Oh, well, change me back to the host so I can let people in. There's people wanting in.
I was just gonna say it. There was a few people that were trying to get in. Remote control.
Late bees, it's 7:13.
Sorry.
They're just giving them crap. No, I'm not.
All right. Did I? No, I did not let you in. I am not a good host right now. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Participants, admit all. Erica. Nope. Make host. All right, cool. Are you the host now?
Cassidy Kissick is now the host. It's fine. Cassidy, can you let people in? We're doing great, you guys.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Dead.
It says it's waiting for you to control your screen, but whatever, I'm just going to ignore. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see the Canva? Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, so I used to have a million magazines. I grew up in a house, my mom still has like 80,000 magazines. So I could go over her house and take all my magazines and clip everything and then make a big giant poster board. I do love that idea. I just don't have magazines. Like I just throw everything away. So I am much more of a digital person. I have learned this year to love Canva. And I know a lot of people do not love Canva because they find it really intimidating, but it's actually quite easy once you just get in there and like give it a few minutes. So what I did was I just created, so if you go to the home screen, and you can have a free account. I pay for it. It's like $11 a month, but I use every penny of that $11 a month. So you can create a design. I just did like a regular Instagram post or whatever, like just a standard 8x10 type graphic. So I can just kind of explain what I did for mine is I just took pictures that I loved and adored as far as like my family goes. But then I also thought to myself, okay, what exactly do I want to accomplish for 2021? And I kind of have a smorgasbord of everything. A lot of these, I literally just went to Google. I put in like white kitchen, because that's like my dream to have a beautiful open white kitchen. Copied it from Google and you can paste it directly in here. So one thing for me is like, I really want to be better at being consistently working out every day. So go to Google, type in the word workout, literally copy something, and then Control V in Canva, and it pastes right on top of your page here. And if you, what I love about Canva is that you can layer things. So obviously this is like on top of everything, just right click it. You can then send it to the back, send it forward. So it's gonna like, you can layer whatever you want on top of different things. I did lots of different fonts. I was doing quotes, kind of like what Cassidy was talking about. Vision boards to me are not just all pictures. It's kind of a mix of pictures and quotes and words that mean something to you. Where if somebody else was to look at this vision board, it might not be very much to them, but to me, I know exactly what's entailed. So when you are starting your vision board, I really like to think of the word SMART and use the acronym of SMART, where the first thing, like, be very specific in what you want to obtain. Like for me, like, oh, I just want open kitchen, or I just want a new kitchen. Like that's just really what I want in my home. Okay, but be very, very specific about what you want. What colors do you want? What, like, just to have a better idea and post exactly what's kind of in your head. So like in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that one thing that I had was debt. Obviously, all of us probably have a tremendous amount of debt. If you don't have debt, I am so jealous. But we do have debt. And I'm like Cassidy, where I really want to pay my house off. Do I think that I'm going to pay my house off in 2021? Probably not. But I think that we could significantly lower our debt by like a third. And I don't want to accrue any more debt. So for somebody to see that, they might think like, are you paying off all your debt in 2021? But I have a very specific idea of what I want for that to include in 2021. I definitely want to travel, because Lord knows that did not happen this year. There's many places that I would like to go, many places that I would like to see. My family is my top priority. I would love to double my team. I would love to hit double I executive this year in 2021 or next year. Consistency, grace, hustle, like those are words that I just kind of wake up every morning and remind myself of like what I want for my life, what I want for my children to see. And then the quote, focus on what matters and eliminate the rest, is like the one thing that has been my driving force this year. Is, to me, this year, my family was my priority. My business was my priority. And I didn't let all the craziness of what this year was like get in my head. I focused on what I wanted. And yeah, that quote just meant a lot to me this year. So I'm going to carry that into next year. So your vision board, be very specific, SMART, okay, measurable. Make sure that it's something that you can measure along the way to see if you are on your way and reaching that goal. Obtainable. Make sure it's something that's obtainable. I was telling Erica, I was like, for me to put that I was going to hit Zaya presidential in 2021 is just not obtainable in my mind. That's not something that I would write. She highly disagreed, but whatever, that's her opinion. For me, I am doing something that I know I can do. I know I can hit double Zaya. So that is something that I really want to accomplish. I am being realistic. That is the R in SMART. And then the last one is time bound. When are you going to hit these goals? For my entire vision board, I am giving myself 2021 to hit it. By the time 2022 hits, I would love to have everything on here crossed off. Now, what I personally do is I don't have a massive house. We live in like a 1,500 square foot little rancher in Frederick, Maryland. So I printed this out on a like 8x10 sheet of paper, and I have it on my refrigerator. My husband did one too. He refused to do a vision board, but he wrote down like goals of what he wanted to do and accomplish this year. So what we're doing is we're having it on our refrigerator in a place that you see every single day. Like I'm at that refrigerator at least 80 times a day with my children. So I'm consistently seeing this. And if it's something that you consistently see, you're going to manifest it. It's in the back of your head. It doesn't leave. So those are just a few things that I do. Now, how to create it. If you don't have Canva, use Google. Google Slides, obviously free. Same thing. You can go to Google and pick any graphic or anything you want. Like you could just literally put in inspirational quotes and copy a quote and then go to Google Slides and use this one slide. Like you're not going to make a whole presentation. You're going to do exactly what I did on Canva here, how I was layering. You're going to do that here. And you can do the same thing where just paste everything over. And then if I wanted that to go back, you're just gonna right click it. And I think you have to go under edit actually. Yeah, there's an option to like say, it says like send back. I was a middle school health teacher for 11 years. And this was something that I always had my kids do, was make vision boards. And we did it on Google. Now I'm blanking because I didn't teach this year, of course, but I know you can do it on Google Slides, and you just have to, you can layer it just like you can in Canva. I actually think Canva is a little bit more user-friendly when it comes to layering pieces and like eliminating backgrounds. And I think that's a lot easier for me personally. Any questions? Nope, not new share, stop video.
There's quite a few in the chat.
Okay.
I saw a few,
Let
like
me
maybe only one.
stop share.
What slide did you choose in Canva or
I
the
just
format?
did the I just did like the Facebook or Instagram standard one, like super easy. Any like square or any of those. I think it was the Facebook post. I think it's literally titled, if you put in like the magnifying glass under Canva Facebook post, it's like it already is done for you. And then I just went off there.
Sorry. I wanted to say that on Canva, you don't even have to go to Google. I didn't Google any of these photos. These were all straight off of Canva. So I just typed in like house, food or healthy food, weights, and then the background eliminator on Canva app, and they finally put it on the mobile app, which is amazing because I love it. But all of these photos had like a ton of background in them, and I just eliminated the background to make them all go together smoothly. So Canva really does take a little bit of time to get figured out, but once you figure it out, it's amazing.
And I will say that I do not like the cell phone app, Canva. I struggle with it. So I'm glad that it works for you, Cass. I cannot get it to
They
work.
just updated it and it's so much more like the desktop version now.
Oh, really? Ooh, I might have to give it a second go because I've never had good luck with the cell phone app. But if you have it on a desktop or a laptop, it's good. You just got to give it a little bit. It's just a learning thing. Yes, thank you for putting that in the slides, Cassidy.
Are there other questions in the chat?
I'm looking right now. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, everyone's vision board is going to be a little bit different. You just kind of have to like literally take a sheet of paper and think to yourself, what in the heck do I want for 2021? What do I want for my family? What do I want for myself? What do I want for my business? Like just jot down 18 different things that are going to come to your head. And then you're going to take those ideas and figure out what picture or quote or word or whatever is going to help you remember that and put that on your board. Now your board could be a cluster. There could be 18 million different ideas on there, and that's okay. Are you going to reach all of them? Maybe, maybe not. Like Erica said, like dream big, it's okay. Me eliminating all of our debt, there's not a chance that we're going to do that in year 2021, but I am going to do my damnedest to get real close. So it's okay if you don't reach everything, but just do what you can to create these ideas, create these goals, and put it in a place that you're going to see it every single day so that it doesn't leave your mind.
Yep. And you can always like move things over from one board to the next. So like if you don't reach whatever goal, it's not important anymore. I love that.
Erin Stager, she has a fluid vision board, which I love, in her office, where she has this like big wire rack. And I'll share the Amazon, she got it on Amazon. I'll share the link like on Ziafire for today's workshop, but she does a really good job at consistently, like as she achieves something, like that piece comes off her board and she puts something else on. So like as the year goes on, it's like a consistent like fluid board, which I think is super cool. My house I have no room for that. But I think if you do have room for that, I think that's awesome. And I think that's really cool. So she just shared that with us this week. And I was like, I love that idea.
Yeah, you should post that. I'm going to put the slides in Ziafire. I know people are probably going to ask for those questions, so we'll do that. And you guys can share with people who haven't done this. I will also say, I think that a lot of people feel like they need to come up with like this grand plan idea. And if you love stuff you've seen on these vision boards, like just take it. There is no like copying. I feel like people get really caught up in that. So like if you love the word inspire, like don't feel corny putting it on your board, like do it. Real quick before we hop off, but this was my vision board I made in March. I was an executive with Zaya, and I held an uplift retreat for some of my frontline girls here. And this was my first vision board. You guys, I'm so crafty. It looks freaking fantastic, right? Like you guys, seriously. We achieved everything on this board except buying this beautiful lake house that probably cost like $5 million. So that didn't happen. But I never, like when I made that vision board, I was like, this thing's going to take me like 10 years to ever do. Like I never intended to ever reach any of those goals, but I'll tell you what, like putting it down and then looking at it together, and it hung on my board. You guys probably saw on team calls all the time. It was right behind me, right? Like this can't be brand new to you guys. It was always in my face, and I love it. So today, because of this beautiful call, it like forced me to do it, right? Because I'm like, I can't show up and not have a vision board. So I'm going to show you guys mine today, which I'm actually super excited about because I feel like I went 2.0. Lindsay, what'd you think? Cass, what'd you guys think? Okay, here's my vision board. It's really simple. I kept it really simple because one of my biggest things this year was to be really intentional with my time and with what I'm doing and the places I'm going. So, and guess what? That like $5 million lake house, guess where it is? It's back on the vision board, right? I don't know how much it costs you guys, but probably a lot. But look at how many faces. Do you guys see it?
She said you had at least 6, right?
Yeah, Kara. You want to talk? Okay. I just feel like I wanted to share mine as well to show you guys that I did it. Keeping me accountable. Any other questions, Lindsay, Cass? Anything else you guys have?
I think Michelle mentioned in the comments, she said, do you only do goals for 1 year, 2 years? I think it's totally up to you. Like you can see that Erica's lake house, her $5 million lake house, in fact, did carry over to this year. So now that's a 2-year goal for her instead of a 1-year goal. So I think it's totally what you want it to be. I wanted to like focus, I wanted to give myself 1 year. So all of my things that I have on my vision board, I want to accomplish in 2021. But that's me. That's not you. So there's no wrong answer here. Like you do whatever you want to do. Honestly, the biggest takeaway from this is give yourself goals, give yourself something to look forward to, and put it in a spot that you're going to see it every day to remind yourself like what you want for the upcoming year, what you want for this year.
Yeah. And I think too, to piggyback onto that, Lindsay, even if you don't achieve, so even if we don't get this lake house, like, are we moving ourselves in the right direction to get it? Like, what are we doing that is driving us in that direction? Because to get a $5 million lake house, like I'm not Zaya, right? So that's probably unrealistic in 1 year. However, like, are we making good financial decisions? Are we doing things to drive our family in that direction? And I think that's kind of like also a lot of the symbols that you might have might be like, this is a long-term goal, but I need to do things today to get me there, right? I don't know.
Eric had a good idea where we should make a thread on Zaya Fire where everybody shares their board.
Yes, I've been sharing a lot of them in my story too. You guys should check them out.
Also, I was going to say, if you have girls that like in an area together, get together, and it's an excuse for a girls' night and a couple of glasses of wine, and hit up your local dentist for some magazines. I don't know, but make it fun and do it together.
I agree. I love that. Well, ladies, we appreciate you all coming. We hope this was helpful. It's a lot to jam pack into a half hour, but we want to give you guys, like, I know a lot of people for team calls, you guys plan out an hour. So like take the next 30 minutes. Don't leave wherever you're at because you do not have kids wherever you're at. Stay there for 30 more minutes and like, just dream, write it all down, start doing your board. So I hope you all have an amazing day, and we will see you on the 29th, which is our next team call. Next week is freebie week, so go plan fun things with your team or your girlfriends, anybody local, just connect with people. So Bye, ladies.
Good night.
Bye.